Well, here we are. The World Carp Classic is just about to kick off. Behind me on the floor, you'll see a yellow tube, and within that yellow tube is the rocket that signifies the start. This man here, this is the brainchild behind it all. We can hear it kicking off. Ross, 5 seconds. There we are.
Yes, you stand back.
And off we go. Likely to be a rather loud one. You may have noticed that as opposed to motorsport, where it's 3, 2, 1, go, in carp fishing things tend to be a little bit slower than that. It's 3, 2, 1, and then not so much happens because it is a long game, this. We've got 5 days of fishing for some of the biggest and most beautiful fish in France. On goes the life jacket, and the first thing that the guys will be doing is going out in the water. They're not allowed to go onto the water until this rocket signifies the start, and they'll be out there just finding out what depth they have in front of them, what the bottom is like, and then they can formulate a plan. But one thing that they do know is this area produces fish. So Chris, the rods are out. What's your game plan?
We was watching neighbors. They put lots of bait, the guys on the right hand side, so we've got one rod about 20 yards close to them with only a handful of bait. This is not what we expected. We was thinking there will be like nice drop or something. There is about very tiny, from 2 meters to about 2.4, very weedy, and then we find some small spots. Nothing perfect, but with this weather condition, with wind which is blowing good, and I think it's going to be stronger, we got hope for nice fish. We got tactic with very small amount of bait, just few boilies, a little bit of hemp and pellet, and that's it. So we will see what's happened.
Rob, 1 rod out, day 1, another few to go, and you spent a fair bit of time looking for spots.
I have. I wouldn't say spots. It's now 5:20, and I think I've been out there for about 3 hours, so I've got maybe 2 spots, 1 definite, and obviously I've got the rod out there now. Yeah, it's so shallow. I mean, it's not as deep as I thought it would be. It's about 6 foot, 2 meters.
That goes out for a long way out here as well, doesn't it?
Up to about the 250 metres. I'm fishing 249 metres or so.
Of course.
I'm not sure where the drop off is, but it's obviously further than we can go. So yeah, so it's taken a while. I mean, I've found 2 areas just past. There's a spongy weed. It's about 2 foot high in 6 foot of water. Other than that, it's pretty barren. I think you're aware of that from previous years. It's just mud flats, you know, it's relatively soft, so you just need to find as hard a spots as you can.
It's interesting seeing the tactical game that goes on, because you have, what, maximum 100 metres between each team?
Not even that, yeah, but yeah.
So some teams are going to bait heavy, some teams are going to go light, and you've gone light because your neighbours have gone heavy.
Yeah, because they got heavy, so we went light. You know, this is not 100%, but normally when you put lots of bait, there could be few fish you don't want, small carp or roach or bream, and in that area where the bait and big carps can go around, so that's why we try to be around and next to this big baited place of the neighbors. And a couple are spots. One is we think in shallow because it's only 2 meters, but it's really hard, and we've got underwater camera, so we find out big holes where the carp was digging for some food. And then another one on the 4 meters, which we said we baited heavy, is about 3 kilo of bait there.
We use ground bait because we hope that catfish come in the area, and when I swim I see that a lot of big carp swim with catfish. So first of all we put ground bait, lot of ground bait, because I think that big carp swim with catfish. So we are going to see what's happened.
Madine's an incredible piece of water, and we've got the head marshal that's responsible for looking after firstly the pegging and also the guy's safety. Now, Andy Chambers, firstly, great to see you. You've got a lot of experience on big waters like this. You've fished here as well yourself, so you know the lake pretty well.
I have done. I fished it probably nearly 10 years ago. But like I said, I fished loads of all the big waters around France.
Yeah.
It's not too difficult to fish. You know, you find the clear spots in the weed, and fish will find your baits, yeah.
One of the rules is that you're not allowed to go out any further than 250 metres, and if there's a team closer to you than 250 metres, it's halfway to them.
That's correct, yes.
And one of the favoured areas that everybody wanted was around this port area here.
Yeah.
Now, why is that? Why is this so good?
Well, obviously, everybody knows with ports and boats, the fish just find them attractive. There's food in there, and it's a safe haven for them. And Madine's not been no different in the past.
Andy Chambers was absolutely spot on. As the sun set for the first time, it was the port area that produced the first bite. Just looking in now on peg 23, just dropping dark on the first night here at Madine, and the guys in one of the favourite areas have got a carp on. They've just had an absolutely blistering take on the left-hand rod. They're fishing fairly short range, and this is the renowned beach area just on the entrance to the port. It's the area that's produced the biggest fish in the World Carp Classic ever. We just see there as we look over that the line has pinged out of some weed. The fish was on for a while. It was running to the left-hand side as they just got themselves ready, put their kit on and went out into the boat. It's not just a case of jumping straight into the boat. They have to get their safety gear on first, and that fish has gone behind a weed bed, moved to the right-hand side and swum a little bit further out into open water, but they're chasing it now. They're in hot pursuit, and we can just see the weed falling off the end of the rod as they get more of a direct contact on that fish. Rod bent over now, and there's a lot of weed in this area, and it's quite a strange weed. It's not what we would normally see in England. This is quite kelpy. It looks like seaweed, and it's quite tough. There are mussels in it as well, so they've got to be very, very careful, but I can see it just kicked back there. The rod tip kicked back, and the fish is probably still on. Anxious moments now as the guys watch from the bank, and oh no, they've lost it. They've lost it. Just came off in the weed. And they will be gutted about that, because that was the first bite of the World Carp Classic, and it's drama here on the first evening as the guys in peg 23 lose their first opportunity. Occasionally this happens, so we'll just go in and have a word. Now, my friend, I would be much happier coming to you saying congratulations, but I'm not.
Not congratulations, my brother. Big one in the weed. In the weed, there's too much weed on this area, but it's good, or what do you say?
Yeah, he goes in the weed and stop, and it's a lot of weed and a little bit hard, you know, and we gave pressure drag. No.
Unfortunately, it's not to be this time. I see your hand was shaking a little bit there. The emotion of the day. You know,
it's carp angling.
That's the first fish. How does carp fishing make you feel?
Yeah, okay, this is carp angling. Yes, we lose, we win.
Yeah, we must look. We must look, and this is the beginning at the games. The game is starting, and we must look, and we have good feeling. Also, good feeling. We have 2 bream at 2 hours and 1 carp. Nice.
So it's a good chance. It's tiger nuts. It looks a good rig. Okay. You have the poly ball on as well,
yeah,
so it looks good.
We have catch a bream on boilie, and 1 of tiger nuts, and this I think it was a carp. Was a carp?
Definitely a carp.
Definitely
a carp. So
we must look.
Your place is very good. You have the harbour just to the right-hand side. There's, I think, a Slovakian team there, but you're only fishing short range, not too far away.
No. Maybe 50-60 meters. You look the subfloat here.
Yep.
Subfloat outside is from carp spot here. Hey, it was fish on the top. On the top. Here is the subfloat from carp spot. That's a red one.
Yeah.
And my brother, the white one here.
Maybe 40 meters.
And we have
this one 30 meters in the weed.
Okay. And outside at 2,500 meters.
A little bit of mud, yeah.
Is a little bit mud, and we do it a new spot at Wednesday. Thursday we fish
through you move
yes,
out and try this.
We go feed, and Wednesday and Thursday we go fishing. And we hope the big one is outside or is in the weed.
No problem.
We have good baits and we do it. The baits works and we give the best.
So we're confident and we've had a chance.
Okay.
There we go. Good luck, guys.
Bye.
That's it. That's the first bite of the World Carp Classic 2015. I'd love to tell you it was a fish, but unfortunately it wasn't to be. But you can see the guys, they've got the game heads on. They're going to be getting that straight back out again. And you know what? It wouldn't surprise me if come morning there's going to be a fish on the bank in this peg.